Hey everyone, in the video today I'm going to talk about generic nouns and how common they are and how easy actually it is to use them when we want to speak in general about something or anything that is a noun. Okay, so before I start, let's just remember what a noun is. A noun is a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. And it can even be an activity. Okay, so let me go through the list. So a person, like I can say John, right? That's a person's name. John is happy. John is the noun. I could also say the student. The student is happy. The student is also a person. So those are both nouns. One happens to be the name of a person. One happens to just be a common noun. Another type of noun that I mentioned is place. We can say place, like home. Home is where I'll meet you. I will see you at school. School, that's a place. Home is a place. I will meet you at the Starleaf restaurant. That's a specific name of a restaurant. That's still a place. Okay, so sometimes they're specific, sometimes they're general. A thing, right? I can say my water bottle, or I can say the book. Okay, so these are things that are nouns. Okay, an idea, so person, place, thing, idea. So sometimes we can't feel, see, or touch things. They're abstract. So like the idea of happiness, the idea of sadness, love, anger. These are feelings, or we can say ideas, but they're still nouns. Okay, and then finally I mentioned that a gerund or an activity can be a noun. So I can say running is my favorite sport. I'm going to see you and I want to go swimming. I really enjoy swimming. Enjoy swimming. Swimming is the activity. It's a noun. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, now let's talk about how we can make them generic. Okay, because as you probably also know, when we're talking about nouns, we have to be very careful, because in English, some nouns are countable, like you can count them, like 1 pencil, 2 pencils, 3 pencils, and some of them are not countable. Okay, so like furniture, I can't say 1 furniture, 2 furnitures. It's non-count. Okay, so when we're aware of the type of noun we're talking about, then we know whether we can use a or an with them, right? So we can say a or an for something that's only one, like a pencil, right? An elephant. Okay, we use a for sounds, right? In a word that has a sound, that's a consonant sound. Okay, and then we use an with sounds that are vowel sounds, like A, E, I, O, U sounds. That's why I said an elephant. Okay, a computer, a pencil. Those are consonants, they're not vowels. Okay, so it's about the sound, not about the letter you see, because English doesn't really make sense. We have a letter, but it doesn't represent one sound. Sometimes it's many sounds. Okay, so once we determine whether a noun is countable or uncountable, we can know, okay, can I put a or an before? If it's one, can I make it plural? If it's more than one, well, you can only make it plural or use a or an to show that it's singular if it's countable. If it's not countable, you can never make it plural and you can never make it singular. You just have to say, I have a lot of fruit, or I have some furniture, right? You use different types of ways to quantify. They're called quantifiers when we want to quantify something that we can't count. In this video, the cool thing is you can turn all of these into something very generic. Okay, so when I mean generic, I mean we're generalizing, we're speaking in general about this type of noun. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. I'll just say the rule. The rule is that generic nouns describe a whole group or a category, not just one person or thing. It's never anything in particular. It's not specific. Generic nouns are to describe categories or groups of the noun, okay? And there's 3 ways that we can do this in English. So the first way is to just make it plural. if it's countable, right? If it's countable. And this is the most common way to speak generically about any type of noun. So for example, and by the way, when I say plural, I mean you make it more than one. And usually in English, that means you add an S. Sometimes you need to add an ES depending on the spelling of the word. Like if it ends with a CH or a SH or a S, like a ch, sh, s, s. You know, these sounds you typically add an ES. Okay, but most of the time it's just an S. Sometimes you have to add a IES if the word ends with a Y, right? Depending on the type of Y. Is there a noun? Is there a consonant before it? Is there a vowel before it? There's a lot. Okay? And I recommend watching a video on spelling for that one. But if we want to make something plural, we typically add an S to it, okay? But we can only do that with countable nouns, okay? So be careful. You can't do that. You can't say I have lots of jewelries. You can't say I have lots of furnitures. You can't just add an S because you want to make it plural. It won't work. But when it is a countable noun and you can make it plural, add an S and it makes it general. It makes it generic. So for example, runners train hard. Runners is the generic noun. I'm not talking about one runner in particular or one group of runners in particular. I'm speaking in general, generically about runners, all runners. Okay, or I can say marathons require endurance. I'm not talking about the Boston Marathon or any specific marathon. I'm speaking in general about all marathons. They all require endurance. Okay, so that's the most common way to make something generic and general and to speak generally about something. Another way to do it is to just simply add the word a, okay, or an, a or an, depending on the sound that comes at the beginning of the next word. So we add a or an when we want to say one, right? But if we're speaking generically, we're not actually speaking definitely. We're not speaking indefinite or specifically about one thing, even though it's one. We're speaking generally still about that thing, okay? It refers to a group. It refers to a category, okay? So for example, I can say a runner needs a strong mind. So a runner, any runner, you're a runner, any of them, any of those people that are runners need a strong mind. Any runner. I'm speaking generically. I'm not talking about one particular runner, even though I am using a to mean one. I'm speaking generically about any runner. Or a race can motivate people to improve. A race, any race. It doesn't matter which race it is, a race. So in general, okay? Another way you could make a generic noun in English is by adding the word the. Now, the cool thing about the word the is that you can use the before countable nouns and non-count nouns. However, in this case, if you want it to be generic, you can only use it with a singular noun, and if it's singular, that means it's countable. So you can't use it with a non-count noun. Okay, so here's some examples. And by the way, when we use the before a singular noun, that means one, then we're speaking about it as the whole category. We're speaking about it, again, as a group, the whole thing. Okay, so for example, the sprinter focuses on speed. The sprinter focuses on speed. So that, and notice sprinter, a sprinter is a runner that runs short, quick distances. That is a countable noun. I could say a sprinter, one sprinter, two sprinters, three sprinters. So it's okay to say the sprinter. And I'm speaking in general about the group of sprinters. In general, any group, any sprinter. Or the long distance runner. Runner's the singular countable noun. The long distance runner. I'm not talking about one in particular, right? You don't know which one I'm talking about. I'm speaking about the category. Now, this one's not as common in speaking. It's common in academic English. So I would just keep that in mind, and I would recommend using the first option, which is just to make it plural. But of course, if you can't make it plural, then you could, try another way. Actually, there is no other way. Never mind. Because if it's a non-count noun, you can't really do it. Okay, now I'm going to show you a common mistake, which is here. Look, it says the runners train hard. The problem with this is that we're saying runners. So it's plural. It's not singular. It has to be a singular count noun. This is a plural count noun. And it doesn't work. It doesn't refer to anything generically. It's specific. If I say the runners, then you think I'm talking about a specific group of runners. Okay? So be careful. You can't use it with plural nouns. It has to be singular. Let's look at this list of items. Let's write G for generic and S for specific. And if it is specific, let's see if we can make it generic, okay? So number one, the metal from last weekend is heavy. The metal from last weekend is heavy. This is specific. The reason why it's specific is because it says the, which doesn't make it specific, but if you keep reading, it says from last weekend. Now that makes it specific, that makes it definite. It is not generic anymore. If I say the metal from last weekend, I assume that the listener knows which weekend, which metal I'm talking about. So I'm being specific. So the here is not generic, it's specific. If I wanted to make it generic, I could say metals. Okay, I would just say metals, like race metals, metals. And then I would take all the specific identifying information out and I would make the verb plural. Metals are heavy. Race metals are heavy. That's generic, okay? Number two, runners need strong legs. Runners need strong legs. This is a plural noun. It's generic. It's talking about any runner from any group, all runners, the whole category. Number three, the sprinter practices at the track every morning. At the track every morning practices. This is too specific. This is not general enough. So it's sorry, I forgot to put general and then specific. This is specific. If we want to make it generic, we could say the sprinter, because it's still singular. You could say the sprinter. And then I'm going to change all this, right? And make it less specific. The sprinter requires track practice, something like that. The sprinter requires track practice. All sprinters. Number four, a race can motivate people to train harder. This is generic. A race. A race means any one race. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's generic. We could also say races can motivate people. Okay? I wouldn't say the race. I would actually avoid using the. I just think it opens up the possibility for too much confusion, because that is the hardest one to do. I would say a race or the race, or races, not the. A race or races. How about number five? The shoes in my closet are old. No, this is specific. I said in my closet. In my closet. That's way too specific. So the word the is specific. It's definite. I want it to be general and generic. Then that's a little bit hard to do, because you would have to speak generically about shoes in general, right? You could say the shoes. Actually, you can't even say that, because shoes has to be singular, right? You can't make it plural. So you'd say the shoe, right? The shoe is an important part of our society, or something like that. Our is an important part of human civilization, right? The shoe in general, that whole category. It's singular, okay? All right, let's look at the next ones down here. We have a few more. So number 6, marathons require endurance. Marathons, which one am I talking about? Not one in particular. I'm speaking about the whole group, so it's generic. This is good. The couch oh my God. The coach, not the couch. The coach who helped me yesterday is strict. This is specific. We're talking about a specific person who helped me yesterday. That's a specific time. This is not general. But you can make it general. You can make it generic by taking out all that specific identifying information and by saying the coach is an important part of a team, right? In general, the coach of any team. That's a category. That's a generic noun. And then finally, number 8, a runner must stay hydrated. This is generic. A runner, any runner. You could also say runners must stay hydrated. You could also say the runner must stay hydrated, because we're speaking in general. We're not talking about any specific person. So I hope that that video was helpful for you in differentiating generic nouns from specific ones. And just remember, when we're talking about generic nouns, for the most part, we're talking about countable nouns that are singular or plural if we're doing it without an article, a or the. And that the most common way to do it is to just speak in general, use plural to talk about generic things. All right, bye.